Tá vivo?
Oi?
Tá vivo?
Tô. Vocês?
Eu tô também. O Brusque não tá ali bacana, igual um iniciante. Todas a gente tava assim, né? Tô te falando.
365. Blue, you need a 365. Red, you're in third. You need a 518. Red needs a 518. 26 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
There you go. Excuse guys.
Pipe Masters. And here we go, up and riding in white, that is Jack Freestone. And Freestone lays back on one, throws some buckets out the back.
Oh, okay.
Blue, you're in second, you now need a 647. Blue, you need a 647, and red, you now need an 8.
Ferreira, up and riding on the left, gouging, cut back, throwing those fins free, quick footed on its second off the lip, and the inside section throws the tail again.
Mano, que isso bom! Olha pra ele! Ah, eu vou querer pegar a mão dele.
Agora o fica de primeiro. E aqui eu vou editar.
Faz falta.
Eu preciso do que rolar pra cima. Se pensar muito, quero ir embora.
And here goes blue-white. That is Keanu Singh. And Keanu. Got to be in the red-black. Under priority with the barrel at backdoor. Pulls in, holds on, comes out. 5 minutes remaining, blue heat. First priority is going to use it. Tucks in, dragging his hand. Pulls in behind the curtain, still riding. Traveling, comes out. And he'll pull in again. Pacifico, a great sponsor here throughout the Vans Triple Crown. And the Pacifico Sunset Session. You guys have 33 minutes plus remaining. 13 minutes, 25 seconds in the blue heat.
Injuries for a circuit to recover from as we see blue-white. This is Joe Parkinson pulling in, and he's traveling, and he comes out. So the three-time Triple Crown champ bashing it to the inside is where they can watch live, and they'll watch the live feed. Technology is very advanced these days as we see Miguel Foucault dropping in, and here he goes looking at this one with first priority, pumping down the line, pulls in the barrel, tucks in, disappears, comes out the other side, not done yet, whacks one off the top, and one more to finish with 35 seconds. 4 years ago, Joel Parkinson leading the trifecta 4 years ago.
And here we go, into the air. And coming up the beach right there, give it up for your 2014 world champion, Gabriel Medina. He comes in back at the beach. Lion takes off, pulls in, pumps down the line, frothing one as he heads towards off the wall. And now turn outgoing. Seabass says, mahalo, I'll take it. Pulls in and gets red-black. That is Nat Young. Long wall down the line. He's going to tuck in right there, grab the rail with a lot of speed. Oh, yeah. We're giving a super high five to a kid there, getting a reason. There's another big high five. Making the kids jump. There we go. All right, 1 minute, 25 seconds from the ride. Throws the fins around, spins it, and then I think white Julian Wilson. And snapping a turn through the lip right there. Another vertical hit, and on the outside, it's the winner. Please check in to the tent. And still get another go next year as we see up and riding. This is blue-white. That is Julian Wilson, down the line speed. Gonna look for a possible launching section. Boost out over the back of the wave. There's Kelly Slater, pulls in back door, disappears, pulling off the magic, there he is. Laying into who will be in position. Looks like blue-white, Julian Wilson, traveling in the back door barrel, and will not come out. Manoa Igarashi, the 19-year-old from Huntington Beach. Threading through, getting barreled, can he come out? These guys all the way through, and just a late takeoff for Kelly Slater. First priority in the red, he's going to take it here, pulls in the back door, disappears, and reappears, coming out. And that time is able to lay down the carving, cut back into the barrel, dropping in, stalling, barrel covered, disappeared from our angle to that score. Here we go, Kelly Slater slots in, gets barreled. Hits 2-1. This wave will count for Julian, and it won't do much. That is Connor Coffin tucking into a barrel. He disappears and comes out. Sorry, that is Kelly Slater in the Connor Coffin giving away to Kelly Slater. What's he going to do? Boost the alley-oop. Almost a full rotation. Here we go on the attack. Connor Coffin. He's driving. He's covered. He's surfing. Can he come out? For a towel, for a hydro flask, as you see Kelly Slater dropping in the red wine, traveling in the barrel and coming out. Ending down the way, Kelly Slater says, if you won't go, I'll go. Bottom turn, snapping off the top, throwing the tail. A little bit wild on that landing, and then tucks into it. Take it off down the line, pumping, a lot of speed, pulls in, still going, traveling. That wave glistening, and he comes out. So Connor not going down without a fight. In the waiting period, December 20th, the final day of the WSL Pipe Masters in the waiting period. So Here we go, Kelly Slater on that last exchange. Not going to stop surfing on Connor's behalf. He's pumping into another barrel, disappeared, traveling, and will not come out of that one. Connor paddles, takes off, pulls in, pumps down the line, disappears, completely gone. Comes out. So Connor putting the pressure on. Here we go on his 12th wave. Kelly Slater kicks out. One of the veterans. Of course, you know, we're missing one of our veterans. He'll slide off this wave. Not one of a... Yeah.
Coming out of that. Keep going, mate. Look at the next one. That's even better. Nobody else. He's going to come out of that. Yeah!
Here's Michelle Morez still on the charge with backdoor pulling in. And he hits on the nose of the Igarashi of the riding. Coming in,
representing the main event, even had a really solid heat against Joel Parkinson, which was insane to watch. Now looking at this event, it's the final stop of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. All the best surfers in the world called that the Mets Trophy to win, putting it right next to their world titles, being the best at Haleiwa, being the best at Sunset, and also being the best at Pipeline. We'd like to bring up your champion for the Vans Triple Crown in 2016, John Florence. John's done this before, now taking his third title here at the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. All started with a big win, winning the world title, coming in back to your home island here of Oahu, and you started off in an unbelievable form to win in a tiebreak at the Hawaiian Pro. How did it feel realizing that you were in a great shot to close out the season in a solid way?
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Winning Hawaii was awesome, and didn't do as well as I would like to at Sunset. Just watching the last couple of heats today was pretty nerve-wracking because it was so close to being charged. But I can't believe it. It's been the best year of my life. I couldn't have done that with mom, my brothers, and my girlfriend. Thank you.
John, winning the Triple Crown now for the third time in your career, this one as a world champ as well. It kind of defines you as a surfer growing up on the North Shore. I think more often we're seeing you at Pipe and Backdoor, but it appears like you like Hawaii and Sunset Beach just as much.
Yeah, growing up here, you kind of learn to surf all these waves. It's all so close. So, my first event I've ever surfed about Hawaii, so I surfed that with that's the first event speaking about that's up on.
And keeping it home here in Hawaii. So a special time here to close out the season once again. Kanoa has so many things to be proud of. He actually
making me and helping out my friends at the same time. So going into the contest, we've been joking around about it and stuff, but it was always in the back of my head. And once I made that semis, I know it opened up that spot and gave me that extra confidence. And I'm still going to do it for him and for myself as well.
17. And now it's time to introduce your champion of the Billabong Pipe Masters in loving memory of Andy Irons, coming here by way of Tahiti. Let's introduce your champion, Michelle Perez. Michelle Perez joins a very special class of athletes. Surfer.
You know what? I feel like it's probably the second best victory I ever had. The first one was in Haleiwa in 2008. You know, I just qualified that year, and you know what? It's weird because I just talked to Jeremy Flores, and I remember when he won that event, and I came here. I knew, to beat John, I knew I had to push my level a little bit higher. And so that's what I did. Like, usually I come out of the battle quickly and then I have to stay longer in the battle, you know?
Well, Michelle, we look back a couple of seasons ago. You had your first couple of wins, you're in a world title race, then you had a couple of injuries you had to fight back from. How do you credit this success? On top of the final event of the season, your 2016 Billabong Pipe Master, Michelle Perez. Big round of applause for all of our champions of what's been an incredible year on the World Surf League. Let's now join the rest of the post show with Ronnie Blakey, Ross Williams, and Strider Wazalewski. Thanks so much.